Finally, the emotional, just look at this, guys. Emotional reunions taking place between those freed hostages and their loved ones that they haven't seen in more than 2 years. Finally coming face to face at a military base in southern Israel. Listen.
We also saw more than 1,700 Palestinians from Gaza who were detained over the course of the war, many of them without charge, being returned to the Gaza Strip.
So, Jake, one of the Israeli hostages, Palestinian hostages who was detained by the Israelis was an 18-year-old autistic man. You're looking at video of him right now, Omar Yahya al-Kinarawi. And it's hard to imagine that they looked at him, this autistic 18-year-old, and thought, oh yeah, dangerous terrorist. It's just, who knows what kind of unspeakable, disgusting things happened to him while he was detained by the Israelis. Another freed detainee was Hitham Salem, who reportedly learned upon his release that, this is a really hard video to watch, so I wanna give you guys a warning. Who learned upon release that his wife and children were killed in an Israeli airstrike in Gaza. Take a look. Those are among the videos and images that cannot be unseen. So regardless of how much how much these disgusting billionaire Israel defenders try to buy up our media and pump us with propaganda in favor of Israel, those images and those videos are seared in our minds. And on top of that, you have President Donald Trump, who's like so utterly brazen and open about his corruption and the fact that he does as he's told by his masters like Miriam Adelson. Do you think MAGA's gonna forget about that? I doubt it.
War is never a great thing. And it's so heartbreaking to see that some leaders around the world do not take the lives of common people seriously. They sit in their offices and all they do is start war all over the place. Benjamin Netanyahu is the chief of that. He alone is fighting all his neighbors: Syria, Lebanon, Iraq, Gaza, West Bank, even bombing Qatar. You ask yourself that how can one person claim to be the victim, but yet still is the one starting wars? How can someone claim to be the smaller person, but yet still is the one to poke at other people? How does that even play out? You know, this whole issue in Gaza has been something that everyone has kind of like waking up to. People have now realized that if you're a common person or if you're someone who is viewed as the weaker or weakest person, your life don't really count. And especially if you're a Muslim or an Arab person, then you are a subhuman and the rest of the world can deal with you the way they see fit. I can remember a couple of years ago where mainstream media, before the whole Islamic terrorist of a thing became something, it was about blacks and crimes. The black race was being painted as the most violent race, and everything about us was crime or were crimes. Black people did this, black people did that. Black on black crime. That was all what the media spread. And wherever you go, people look at you with a kind of judgment in their minds. All they think about was, that is a black guy. He is a criminal. That is a black guy. He's going to commit crimes. That is a black person. He will certainly be a criminal. Because the media painted us as criminals, and everyone who did not know the motive of the mainstream media and their master thought the mainstream media were telling the truth. Everyone thought that. Until people start waking up that this might just be a well-planned thing against black people. Now, let me be clear. Do black people commit crimes? Yes, they do. So as other races. There are crimes being committed by every single race, every single nationality, every single community, and every single ethnicity. There are crimes being committed. Crimes are not affiliated to one particular set of people alone. No. Crimes are universal. But the mainstream media never said so. All they do was replay black people committing crimes day in, day out, just to paint a picture of black people being criminals. That's what they do. Until the whole idea of Islamic terrorism became a thing. And then George Bush and mainstream media like Fox News and CNN spread this like wildfire. And wherever you go, all you hear was Islamic terrorism. That was all they talked about. And when you see a Muslim person, all you see was terrorist. You didn't view them as human anymore. You view them as terrorists. And when you view them like that, what comes to your mind? Bad people. They should be taken down. It is the same thing that Benjamin Netanyahu and his Israel supporters managed to paint the Palestinians as. They made them look like subhumans. They went in, they destroy everything. Have you seen the level of destruction in Gaza? And let's be clear, the Israeli government has not allowed Western journalists to move in to really capture what has been done on that piece of land. I am quite sure that when all this fighting and violence dies down and journalists are able to get into the Gaza Strip, we will all be shocked to be called at what we will find. I am quite sure about that. The whole place has been leveled to the ground.